Welcome to one video which will take you from Excel Formula Newbie to Excel Formula Pro. For this, we will go over 5 most useful formulas. Formula number 1 is sequence formula. Sequence formula allows you to generate a list of sequence numbers in an array. Let's assume I have 116 entries in this list and I want to have sequence number associated with each entry. Now, to do this, I use sequence formula and I just give 116 and it gives me sequence number associated with each of the entry. Let's go through each of the argument of sequence formula. Now here I I use sequence formula. The first argument says number of rows and I say I just need number of 10 rows and rest of the arguments which are column, start and step, it will take by default. So let's say for columns, it will take one column as a default value. For start number, it will take one. And for step as well, it will take one, which means it will increment the number by one. And if I just use this, it is going to give me a sequence of array which is from 1 to 10. How about having a sequence which is starting not from 1 but from somewhere else and having a different step or different increment value? Let's check this. Sequence, say number of rows, I still take 10. Column, I just say one column at a time or only one column should get populated. To start number, I say 100 as my start number and with step, I say, increment the number by 5. And when I use this, it is going to give me a range of array which is of 10 in size and which is starting from 100 and incrementing 5 at a time. Now the same can be replicated with dates as well. So let's say I want to have an array of dates which are starting from today and I want 10 dates. Again, I just need one column. Start is today, increment by 1. And when I do this, it gives me a range of dates which are starting from today getting incremented by 1. Now something very complex, if I want to create a string which has incremented numbers, and I would not write this formula again, but this is how it will look like. So I have ABC as a string which is constant, then I give sequence and my sequence is starting from 1 and it is getting incremented by 1 and end is again a character Q. And when I do this, it is going to give me a string which has text plus number which is getting incremented. Now sequence just doesn't allow you to have only rows populated, but it also helps you get the tables as well populated. And how do I do that? I say sequence, number of rows 10, columns 10 again, start number, let's say 1000, and step. I say this time is instead of incrementing the numbers, I would decrement the numbers. So I would give step as -5. And when I do this, you would see a table getting populated with numbers getting decremented by 5. So first number is 1000, second number is 995, 990, and the last value of this particular table is 505. At number 2, I have choose formula. Choose formula returns a value from a list using a given position or an index. So let's say I have a list which contains alpha, beta, gamma, C, D, E, F, and I want to choose the element out of this list based on the index or the position of this element. So let's say if I want gamma to be returned, I would need 3 as my index. How do I do that? I write choose and let's this time let's an index number, let it come from the input range. I use red and all the colors, maybe blue, yellow, pink, and since the index is 1, it is returning me red. If I change the index to 3, it gives me 3, the yellow color, which is sitting on index number 3. Now this can be used in various situations. I have an example for you. So let's say I have dates, and again I have generated the dates using the sequence formula. If from these date, if I need to know the weekday of this date, what I do is I would use the choose formula, and within the choose formula I would take the weekday from the date which is given here. This weekday is going to return me a number which is 1, let's say in this case, and at number 1 I have Monday written here, and hence it is returning me Monday here. Similarly, for the next one, which is 16th of August, the weekday is going to return me 2, which is for Tuesday, the day number for Tuesday, and it is going to return me Tuesday, which is sitting on index number 2. At number 3, I have large formula. To identify the maximum value or the largest value from the array, we use max formula, which gives us the largest number of this range. But how do I get the second largest number? To do that, I would use large formula. Now, large formula requires two arguments. First argument is the array which I'm looking for, and the second argument is index, or the which number, or which largest number do you want from the array. If I give 1, it is going to give me the largest number, which is the same as what max has given me. But if I want the second or third largest number, I will use large, and I give the range, and I say 3. And this is going to give me the third largest value out of this range. As we discussed last time, all the older Excel formulas also work on the array formula concept, and hence you can easily convert this large or any of the Excel formula into the array concept which we have. To do that, I select the array, and in the elements I select all the elements which are there, and when I press enter, it is going to give me the array formula in spill range, which is going to give me top 5 large values from this particular array. Small formula at number 4. Similar to large, we have small formula which returns nth smallest value. So if I have to just take the minimum value, I use minimum, and I just give the range, and it gives me the minimum value. But how would I take the second minimum value? And to do that, I use small formula, and it requires the same arguments, the array and the element or the number which you are looking for. So let's say if I take 1, which means the smallest value, and it returns, or it gives me the same value as the minimum formula was returning. Now, if I give small, and from this array, I want the third smallest value, I guess the last or the third smallest value. And similar to large, this function also works on array concept, array formula concept, and I give array here, and I give the elements in a row, and it gives me the smallest 5 values in this complete array. And at number 5, I have rank formula. The rank formula helps us determine the position or the rank of the data element within the data group or array. So from this array, let me take this particular value and paste here, and let me see where does this particular value fit into this complete array. And to do that, I write rank formula. It asks for the number first, and my input number is this. The reference is the entire array. And order, basically, do I want to compare the rank of this particular number in descending or ascending order? Let me take the values in ascending order, which is 1, and when I do this, it gives me 1, which means this is the smallest number in the complete array, or the rank of this particular number is 1 when I compare this particular number in the entire array in ascending order. Now, if I compare this into descending order, which is the default one, it gives me 116 because I have 116 elements in this particular array, which means it will fall in the end. Now, if I take some other number, 62,000, and I paste here, it tells me that from descending, if I sort this list descending, the column E descending, 62,000 would be at 7th place. So the rank of 62,000 is 7. Hope you will be able to apply these 5 formulas in your day-to-day work and show off your Excel skills. Please subscribe this channel to learn more Excel tips and tricks. Thank you.